coaches that absolutely popped off at World Cup. Can Chapter of Happiness surprise us just as much?
Plenty of surprises here. I think I'm expecting
very epitome of historically saving the best for last as an org. I mean, who can forget their
With Joker last year, they tried with Chaos. This year, they're here with Angel Boy. And so far, they did not have the success they were hoping for. Replaced now their coach Gestio.
Angel Boy, it still seems to be a work in progress. They make it through LCQ, and they've got some time to work things out before Worlds, unless we're going to watch it unfold on the stage here.
Oh my god.
That's a juicy pick.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's showing a trunk today.
I did not expect that.
What up, Chopper?
We were discussing it behind the scenes as well, if Trunk was going to be a brawler, which we would see. I think this is not the map. I would say that I would expect to see it maybe in Dueling Beetles, but I think it can work in Ring of Fire. It's just going to be a very tough thing if, at this stage of the draft, that's my concern.
The bans pretty much the same as we have seen before as well. Mina's going to be banned out again. Ollie would be opening here, technically a very strong brawler. We talked about him coming into today. But what I'm looking out for here is Meg, exactly. Meg pairing her with a Byron or a Jae Young is super, super strong in the map with that healer in the back, never even dropping out of mecha. She's going to be one of the best brawlers. I'm honestly surprised to not see her banned out here.
Going to keep that range versus Trunk as well. He's not going to be that much of a threat. Just all about that control. You say Byron, I think there's a real potential for that to happen. Ruffs, okay. So they're going to go ahead and give a hypercharge over to her brawler. What exactly are they planning here? Ruffs has actually been a very totem pick lately, but I'm still curious as to how exactly this is going to work out. Are they going to try a Ruffs and Meg mid, or maybe they're just trying to take it away from Chapter of Happiness so they can pair it up with a Byron or something?
Ray going to come in for Chapter of Happiness. I quite like the Ruffs. I think breaking that little L wall could maybe be a place that they can start to tap into the trunk leading into the map. So Gray going to be having those TPs coming into the middle of the map. I think that that's kind of like the cheese comp that they might be starting to cook here. Now have the trunk go in with the Gray and maybe add something like a Jackie or just something like a Doug into this equation to keep them really riding in the mid. And that wouldn't be the worst of ideas. Go in with the Frank instead. But I feel like that's what you have to draft against a lot of this outsider region, because having a bit of cheese comp, it could be the way to win it.
Let's see if we're still going to see our healer here on the side of Reply Totem. Both Jae Young and Byron still are available, or something a little bit more aggressive. I would love to see a Kaze, for example, against the Frank. Not too shabby. And they also have some survivability with it against the Grey when he decides to go him aggro. We have a couple seconds left here for Reply Totem's last pick. They're going to go full tank counter with Colette here against the Frank.
Be able to stun people coming out of that teleport, but now it's all underway. Reply Totem, this org, this duo of Maru Mari that has been in every single World Finals since 2021, and Chapter of Happiness, the newcomers from a region that has still yet to show us its best.
This would be the toughest match of Chapter of Happiness's career thus far. And already, Reply Totem looking very, very comfortable. A nice break on that right-hand side, leaving over that buff to Maru. That Colette pick, which is going to do wondrously well to the Frank. And already, Chapter of Happiness having a tough time even getting out of spawn. A lovely double takedown there for Maru.
That's a huge aggressive play in from Maru. We're looking also at the team composition here. Angel Boy's supposed to be the pop-off over here. He's going to be giving that hypercharge to Maru, and that's what they're going to be doing. Really, really crafty. Reply Totem has earned a reputation for doing this. Now they've got Drage the Helm helping them out with this draft. Mari now with a diff on the Valentine, but he's got to be ready for when another enemy teleports in. Mari now on the left side taking the flank. Maru in with a super. Yu Chang looks for one. What? A team wipe from Trunk, and Chapter of Happiness is in position.
Ants litter the map, but I don't think Totem are going to be too deterred by it. A great pinch to get straight back into action, and they've got a substantial lead. Maru there gets sucked in by the Walking Cane, but stays alive to Circle Super wondrously well from him, and staying on the zone, objective in hand. Reply Totem get the first game.
Well done, Totem. Don't mean to spoil the story here, but this is what we expected. Reply Totem showing up in full force. Wounded warriors as they may be, they're still a top-tier team. Maru, this duo, they've made every single World Finals since 2021. I cannot overemphasize that. But I was quite impressed by that team wipe from Trunk. Though I won't lie, I think Totem kind of know that they already have this one in the bag. They're up here pushing the buttons, just doing what they need to do, because I think they've already won with a draft diff.
It was a very, very smart draft. You got to give a lot of credit to Drake for that. I think this Colette was great, fantastic. Maru just having an absolute ball here. And despite their Chapter of Happiness having a pretty decent start, it's already dwindling. And now Reply Totem take an affirming role in the mid.
Here comes Maru, pops up 10k years on the left side, didn't quite hit him on the return from the Colette super, but still, Reply Totem are in firm control. They have a couple of rough streaks under their belts. Angel Boy and Maru both combined to take down Trunk on the left side, and now Maru around the right side is ready to receive a hypercharge. Or is it going to be Maru? He's trying to do it mid-super and manages to do so. It's 2 hypercharges available for Reply Totem, but they're not popping them just yet, no. Not until they really need them. That's another treat from Colonel Ruffs, just in case someone, dies and has to come back and respawn. Maru now with the hypercharge of his own, and Maru combines. Reply Totem now count up to 75%.
10k years they're going in. I mean, to what avail? It was going to be a certain death. Hypercharge for the Franco Valentine does get some work done, but it's not enough, really. You can just see here, Chapter of Happiness really have met their match so far. Maori staying on the zone as well, just buying valuable time for his team, knocked out of the mech, but now the respawn will see him straight back into it. Just 10% needed for Reply Totem.
Maru's got that super and make it 2, nearly 3. Yu Chung takes him down on the left side now. Angel Boy pushes forward. That's exactly what they needed. The celebration super from Maru bags down on the right side. Totem are off to a phenomenal start.
Reply Totem looking very much locked to just share how important this victory is for them.
The last chance qualifier is a tournament of not yet. You're not yet at the World Finals. Are you World Finals worthy? Hey, maybe not yet. And I'll tell you, Totem is another one of those teams that strikes me as, have they really found their footing? Not quite yet. Where is Angel Boy's role in this team? In previous years, they've had iChaos, they've had Joker be the pop-off player that coordinates the team. Angel Boy, I still got question marks about the guy. He's a phenomenal player. He has gone absolutely insane. We still talk about LCQ 2023 2 entire years later because that is the level of impact that he has left on this game. He's trying to do it once again, make it through that last chance qualifier. Unlike last year's performance, Reply Totem, we're going to go ahead and snag this Ollie. Buster is on the table for anyone who wants it. Note also some of the bans for Reply Totem. They've gotten rid of that Colonel Ruffs. It's so useful for enabling one of those hypercharged brawlers.
Yeah, Ollie's the most picked brawler on this map throughout the teams of this LCQ and their scrims, so no surprises to see that brawler come through. Ruffs ban out, quite a rarity, but I think it makes a lot of sense here. So Cordelius comes in for Chapter of Happiness, a brawler which I think has made a real stamp on the meta currently as well. So good to see that one come through. Janet could have a potential appearance here. I think Charlie as well could be another idea to shut down this Ollie if they want to double down on it. But Drage speaks very highly of Cordelius, so I think looking there, maybe I'd like to have got it for themselves.
I think Janet as well would be a fantastic pickup because see, Deathcap Trap is a new map in the rotation. Now, people are always going to be upset with changes because it means that they have to rework their strategy and they got to do something new that's uncomfortable. But also just the feedback that I've heard from players on Deathcap Trap is that you're so vulnerable to just getting jumped on at the moment. It could be Kaze, it could be Ollie. In the case of Chapter of Happiness, it is going to be Ollie, so they need something to stop it. Cordelius is a great method to do so. So Janet, I think, would be a really safe way to deal with it. You've also got, Charlie over here. Previously, we saw her run Spiders. I think she really, really needs to run Cocoon here so that she can play a mid, because I don't know why Chapter of Happiness would really be saving a mid for their last pick.
And they did choose to double down with the Charlie as well, which is interesting. That might deter the Hank away from Reply Totem and consider it on the side of Chapter of Happiness. Reply Totem love a Max as well, a brawler which is not really in the meta, and I feel that could be a fantastic way to really add additional speed to the Jae Young or a Standy. The Standy kind of combined with heals and speed can do so much work. Bonnie as well, potential. Maybe not so much now that the Charlie and the Cordelius is in the side of Chapter of Happiness, but if they want to just kind of brute force the situation, it's there. All the Gust, combine the Gust with the Ollie. Griff going to break open everything, which might be counterintuitive. I mean, you want the Ollies to be able to ride off the back of the walls. Even the Star Power can give you additional speed by doing so. But it seems that they're going to have somewhat of an open side and just communicate it. Keep some of the map closed, open up the rest.
Yeah, I think it's going to hurt Cordelius most of all to have some walls broken open. Don't really quite know how Angel Boy is going to get his super. They may opt to break open half the map. Sometimes you'll see people pick up Griff because they actually plan on breaking absolutely nothing. Here comes Lumi. This one could catch Reply Totem out, just in a bad position because she's going to throw those maces forward. Then as soon as someone even slightly underestimates her range, she's going to pop that gadget. People are going to slide forward and they're going to be out of position. Now SD Men's going to the World Finals. What's going on, man? We're in game. Reply Totem already up by 1 set versus Chapter of Happiness here with the Lumi on lane. Will they impress us here and show us what the 3rd seed in China is made of?
Well, Maru already in the realm, but that could also be an advantage to push forwards and put some pressure on. I would suggest that the Charlie is lurking, and Valentine has to really stay on Maru, who's not doing the best of job so far. Maru jumps over the wall and didn't quite then connect with the Cordelis for the Hypnosis. Now the taps are there. Angel Boy with 5 gems, Reply Totem, and Maru playing Protect the President.
He's just staving off his Lumi. Not really the greatest matchup for him, but I don't see a single really good matchup for him at all. It's really just here for the wall break. And Griff, yeah, not really the greatest at breaking walls, but Reply Totem went ahead and got rid of the Colonel Ref, so they're a little bit pressed for options. Here comes Maru forward, looking for the Hypnosis onto the Charlie. Is it going to be successful? We'll see in a moment. Yu Chang with the takedown on Maru, and Valentine survives to pick up gem number 3. Reply Totem, though, are still far in the lead. Here comes the speed for Maru to close around the right side. Potential pinch to get Angel Boy forward, but Yu Chang is weaving forward, looking for the kill versus Maru, but look at those jukes! It ends up only being a trade, thanks to the dodges from Maru.
Now, Angel Boy has got to be so cautious in this mid. One Cocoon would drop those 7 gems onto the floor, and they could be for the taking then for Chapter of Happiness. But now the hypercharge of the Oli connects. It's devastating. Maru is all over this. It's going to be a triple. He gets it. And for Reply Totem, they get all the gems and bring them straight back to spawn.
Angel Boy safe and sound. Look at Chapter of Happiness. All they've really got to their name is this hypercharge from Lumi. He would much rather have a super to pair with it. She's going to get it. Now speed forward. Maru looking for the Hypnosis. Wow! Making a kill with Mauri on the super. Reply Totem with yet another game under their belt. And they're looking phenomenal right now. Pretty airtight, these guys. That Ollie hypercharge is not something to mess with.
It was a big topic coming into today, just how much of a threat is Ollie. Well, there you go, folks. That says it all. It's just so suppressive, so quick, and when you cycle it like that, a triple wipe is just ridiculous. Reply Totem now have got to be feeling very good about this. They cannot get ahead of themselves. Again, with Charlie on the other end of the field, the gems are always in potential peril.
And I'll also point out that she went into the cocoon when Ollie super forward, but the entire force of Reply Totem converged onto that cocoon to disrupt the enemy gem carrier. You see Yu Chang in the correct position, being the counter to this Ollie, just trying to stay within the radius and away from him, not feeding that super. He's doing a phenomenal job so far, I'm not gonna lie. He's got the super as well, but he will eventually get pinched out by Angel Boy. The thing is, with Charlie, she can survive. She can play anti-Ollie, but besides that, she's really not that great of a brawler right now. When you don't have the spiders to move forward, it's even worse.
Well, again, slow and steady for Reply Totem until the time in which Maru and Mauri have to pop off and give the space for Angel Boy to get those 10 gems in the pocket. Maru in the realm gets the Hypnosis off though as well and should secure the kill, which allows him to continue forwards, gets a little Hypnosis onto the Charlie, who's forced into the cocoon for the gems to spilled. Mauri in a massive world of hurt. Should he survive? No! The Morning Star of the Lumi secures the kill, but can they get the gems? They're still there. Reply Totem have been able to hold things off for now. And so, oh, the Cordelis comes in clutch. A countdown for Chapter of Happiness, and this could well turn into a game.
They've popped both of their hypers, but Yu Chang has a super. He's going to have to use it when Maru's super is in. Here he comes around the right side. Could also take down Yu Chang. He's in the realm. Just 3 seconds to go. Maru over to the right side, trying to take down Valentine in the cocoon. No! 160 HP keeps him alive and gets Chapter of Happiness a game. This team of newbies from a region that has yet to impress us at international lands will get a game off of these veterans of Brawl.
Can Chapter of Happiness turn a game now into a set and just tarnish things a little bit for Reply Totem, who are looking so close to just taking 2 sets ahead, which could be a very tough ask for Chapter of Happiness to be able to come back from. Straight into the mid for Angel Boy, now working a bit more aggressively forwards as he's got time to do so. And Charlie has knocked the cocoon and now siding with Maru to get this Cordelis whittled down. Maru in the realm comes out on top. That's going to put a lot of pressure now on this Chapter of Happiness defense.
Oh yeah, and even talking the metagame right here, Reply Totems seem to be leaning forward in their gaming chairs. so to speak. They are not about to take that loss lightly. You see Angel Boy in such an aggressive position. Now, attempting to help Maru. He's receiving comms from Maru where Diuchung is. He's right on top of him. Needs to know. Diuchung over to the left side. Tries to pop out of the realm inside the bush. Cycled that super onto Maru, who was not able to stay alive in the realm. That's Cocoon from Charlie. Should get taken down here. That gem topples onto the ground. Diuchung's going to stay alive and keep away from that gem. Angel Boy only needs one more. It's going to be a few seconds before he gets that opportunity, but really could use some assistance from his team. With Ollie taken down, he's solo and needs a pinch from the left lane so he can push forward and grab the last one for the countdown.
Maori is getting some fantastic taps here on this right-hand side, and now going to break. Is it going to be the best of breaks, though? Leaves 2 walls up. Will do a little bit of something, but not great. Angel Boy now comes straight out. Not going to take any chance. Pops the weekend warrior gadgets, and that is wise. But they do still require one more gem for Reply Totem, and sometimes these desperate moments you can get ahead of yourselves unless you play it cool, calm, and collected. They do not want to rush this gem, especially as that Charlie is lurking.
Reply Totem keep waiting for the perfect moment to move in with Maru, and what ends up happening is that they can't find anything at all. Diuchung gets the... Whoa! Angel Boy with a gadget to send him down, and Maori's got the last one. That's 10 gems. Barely enough time, actually, for Chapter of Happiness to interrupt this. Do Totem know? Yeah, they do. Here comes Maru to get the kills, and Chapter of Happiness are not going to sit there at mid. Angel Boy taken down at the respawn. Not enough time, though. Maru circles around with the hypercharge. 10K here still alive. He's going to be staggered on the respawn. It's going to be a 2v3 for this final fight.
10 seconds. There is time, but it's going to be very, very tough. There's too much defensiveness here for Reply Totem, in my opinion. Some gems dropping, it doesn't matter because Maori's on 60, but can he get stiffer in time? He wins it in the realm. Very close call, but it is going to be Reply Totem that do take the set. But we've got to be honest, coming in for the Chinese mainland region.
In these aggressive scenarios, well, they're not going to have a choice here on Sunny Soccer. I would much rather be on offense than on defense on this map. Look at how odd it is. I've had opinions about Sunny Soccer for a very, very long time. Split things up. You've really only got 2 lanes over here.
Now, the kit and the shade for Reply Totem banned out now. The first pick for Reply Totem, they've actually been playing Meeple here, which is a really interesting brawler pick in their scrims. Cordelius. Again, I said that Drage has been saying some massively important and impressive things around that particular brawler since LCQ, and it was the first pick. There's the Mo, yeah. It's an odd brawler which is coming through just a little bit more recently ready. They're going to pair it with the Frank.
Looking for that Frank counter pick. Still, I want to see an Otis over here. We've seen a little bit of it in those scrims. It is so strong right now. Bring us this stun and show us something special. And Chapter of Happiness, they really seem to love these tanky, aggressive brawlers, but it just did not work out at all on Ring of Fire for set number 1. There is the Otis from Reply Totem. They know that they can catch that Mo coming out from underground. They know that they can interrupt a Frank as well. And I guess they're going to let him be his own undoing as well, because he will be breaking down some of those walls, of course. What else will Reply Totem? Are they just going to play counter to this tanky, aggressive stuff from Chapter of Happiness? It's what I've heard. Word on the street is that in China, they love to have some tanky brawlers, and they simply run at you. It's going to be made a lot more difficult by what Reply Totem has chosen over here, given that they've gone with some of the biggest counter picks in the game.
What will the final pick be here for Chapter of Happiness? They've got to consider this Kenji big time. They haven't really got a response for it just yet. It could be a Charlie in that regard, considering that the Otis is not really for the taking. Or a Willow could be quite good for defense. Tara, they're going to come in, and not necessarily the brawl that I had in mind.
Concern for Reply Totem, because once again, one of my main criticisms is that they have been prone to falling into some pretty timid scenarios, playing very, very calculated, but they, honestly speaking, can't afford risks. So look at how they're playing now. Maru now switching lanes with Angel Boy. They're opting to put Cordelius on mid. Seems to be a better matchup for him. Maru's gradually winning down to Valentine. Even gets the mute on him. That's a good one. Angel Boy with the roll forward and no defense. And that is why this map is so hazardous. You can shoot the ball from midfield and get a goal.
Well, Valentine does have a super here, but forced straight into the round by Angel Boy, leaving Maru and Maori here on the field. There is a Tara super. This could be a great time to consider using it, and Maru knows it, goes in for that reason. Doesn't come out alive though. That's troublesome. Hypercharge done for Maori, just the right timing as well. Onto the perfect candidate of the Frank. There's a hypercharge now for the Tara too, and on a map like this it could be quite devastating, but it looks like Totem can make a run for it regardless. A shot from midfield and Maru scores it. And as quickly as that, a 1-minute game and a match point scenario for Reply Totem.
One game off, Reply Totem once more getting deep in the last chance qualifier. They did it last year. They made it deep in the World Finals as well, taking 4th place. Folks, are we watching the beginning of yet another Cinderella story in Brawl Esports? It's a little bit early, but they can make a splash by taking a 3-0 versus Chapter of Happiness and then dropping one game along the way.
Let's see. There are Chapter of Happiness can do something to claim at least a set. If not, it will have to be just a game or maybe 2 if they can take it to a little bit longer in this series. Mario coming back in off the spawn. Great taps there from Mario onto the right-hand side as well. As Frank is troublesome. Oh, look at that. The realm was there just to evade that. Frank's doing perfect precision from Angel Boy, continuing the assault, leaving them over 1 HP, and the ball goes in for Maru. Just one more goal, and Reply Totem will have this one in the bag.
You gotta love Landman. Maru gliding forward to receive the dribble to himself, but here comes Yu Chang, and he's got a hypercharge to use as well. Wisely supers the ball over to the left side, knew that he was going to have that in the drill form anyway. 10k gears forward with the super, doesn't really amount to much. Now he's in the realm. Angel Boy's gonna let him sit there, but Valentine's got other plans. Ooh, trying to get Angel Boy coming out of the realm, but was completely off on the timing. And that's just because this is a team of newbies. They lack that game sense. Yu Chang, nowhere to be seen. Reply Totem take the match 3-0 in sets. One game dropped along the way. These